Today's topic is how to continue to smoke weed and stay miserable and depressed. The first thing to do is to look at life in scarcity and really expect instant gratification. The first time I ever had any significant time of abstinence of weed, I was 30 years old, and I'd been smoking for 18 years, and I had been clean from it for about a year, and I was actually making progress in my life. I was beginning to grow up. I was beginning to learn how to process feelings without stuffing it by smoking weed and putting it off and procrastinating. The challenge was life was difficult. It was challenging. I felt behind, and I started to romanticize just having a break with some weed. And the problem with that is every single time ever when I started smoking weed again, I was daily immediately. And I was in total denial of that. So anyway, a year plus into it, I think I had 15 months. I was romanticizing it and thought how cool it would be to just do anything and smoke weed. Just go to the beach and have a walk. Go to a movie, watch a basketball game, eat some ice cream and watch South Park. Anything, just a break. And I started smoking weed again, and I did not have a sober day from weed for the next 5 years. It got right back into instantly. And my daily habit would be to wake up and look forward, obsess about when I'm going to smoke weed. Sometimes it would be wake and bake, but those days were the absolute worst. They were awesome mornings, coffee and bong hits and Bob Marley. It was just, oh my God, I'd have these spiritual epiphanies, and it was just epic, and I just loved it. And then 20 minutes later, where I'm like, duh, and just flatline for the rest of the day, and then try to smoke weed later to feel something, and nothing would work, and then ruminate about how shitty I felt. And that was like, those were the wake and bake days. And then I had other days where like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to ruin the whole day. And I'd put it off till later. And it was the same cycle. And then other times I would just isolate. I wouldn't smoke all day, but I look forward to being home alone at night with my dog and some Ben & Jerry's ice cream in South Park, and just isolate and just be by myself, and then vacillate between, oh, I love weed, and fuck, I'm lonely. Am I going to continue to do this for how long? And I was just miserable. And then I went, again, I got some sober time. I reached a bottom. I had a panic attack, fell down, and prayed to God. And the next day it was clear. The message I got was throw it out, throw it all out. And I threw it all out and totally raw dogged life without anything. And it felt naked. I felt just so vulnerable. But I was willing to feel it. I was willing to feel that vulnerable to have a new life. And I practiced spiritual practices and created and developed real relationships for many years, but then the same insidious thing happened. I thought I should be further along. I started looking at life in scarcity and fear and feeling not enough. And again, the romanticizing of weed came back. And I was going through a difficult time in life, and I was just I was angry, and I wasn't practicing spiritual principles. I was practicing thinking about myself materials, and that was just miserable. And it just got to be where I needed some relief, and I went back to weed. And for 13 years I hadn't smoked it, and then I went to a dispensary, got some high-grade sativa, and it was a profound experience. And then the next day I was smoking weed first thing in the morning. 5 days later had a panic attack. And then I'm just having these compromises with myself. Well, I'll just do it sometimes, and a panic attack now and again, that's not so bad. For 8 months, I went right back to where I was as a stone teenager, just alone and isolated and lying to myself, and life sucked and I was miserable. So if you want to stay miserable and depressed, do what I just described. If you want to change, you can change. If you'd like some help, you can reach out to me by clicking the link in the description. Right on. Peace. Much love. I want you to live a happy life. I do. I want to live a happy life, and I want you to live a happy life. And I know it is so much better without weed. So that's what I got. Peace.